Okay, Kyle Codis made a statement to Polib, I guess, and I made a statement about the statement, and then I got in touch with Ethan Polib about it, and he said that I wanted to talk to him about it, but he didn't want to talk to me, but he said that I can comment on this video, the video we're about to watch. So, I'm going to. It's just gonna be comments on his reaction. That's how it's gonna be. He's gonna read it. I won't comment on the comment while he's reading it because I already did that. So I'm just commenting on his reaction to it.
This here is what Kyle wanted me to convey to you, to the community. I have not been on YouTube recently because it is a past thing. I have never been as happy as I am now. McCrae is a nuisance that pops up when there is a warrant out for my arrest.
Okay, okay, I said I wouldn't do it, but I'm gonna do it. It's a nuisance when a warrant pops out. Well, like, how many times has that happened? I mean, really.
My life is happy. I don't need subscriber numbers for validation like some others do. I'm dating the man of my dreams, and he fully supports me. I hope that everyone is listening to this is happy. If you're constantly chasing subscribers and numbers, you'll end up as miserable as that son of a bitch, Steve McCrae, and no one wants to be like him. I love you all, Kyle Curtis. That is the full statement. And he didn't make it to just me. He made it to a whole room full of people, a whole Discord room full of people. It was not, me alone, him and I talking one-on-one. We have not had any kind of one-on-one conversation in about a year now. I think it was last August, I want to say. Maybe September. Whenever.
It's when he was supporting him while he was trying to steal while he was stealing the non sequitur show. That's exactly what was going on. When you and Kyle started interacting.
The last episode of Discuss was, and I think that was August. We spoke maybe a week later when I said, I'm leaving for my mental health. I'm taking a break. So the other thing that I told him publicly in front of everyone, I said, as your friend, I encourage you to turn yourself in. You have warrants out for your arrest. You need to go answer that. And everybody's...
I liked his pause inside, though, because that kind of says everything about it, right? I mean...
asking me, do I think he's going to do that? Do I think he's going to turn himself in? I do. I don't know when. I hope it's really soon. Because as much as I enjoyed creating with Kyle and would love to create with Kyle again, he's not answered a judge when a judge told him to appear. And he can't do that. Right? It doesn't matter.
Why can't you say he's in deep shit? I don't get why you can't say he's in deep shit.
Who you are. If judge tells you got to be in court, you got to be in court. And Kyle needs to go and see about these warrants and deal with this case. He does. And I want to see him do that. I have no idea if he's going to. I don't know. The other question people ask me is, do I think he's going to come back to YouTube? I don't know. I hope so. I told him if he comes back, I would love to do another show with him. I'd love to do something else with him.
Yeah, yes. I'll answer that. He'll most likely come back and do something else. And actually, I wish him all the best after he serves his time and everything. I hope he comes back and does something and is successful. I really do. I don't wish ill of Kyle, other than he served his time. That's what I want. I don't want him to be hurt at all in any way. I want him to serve his time, and after that, I want him to be successful and be cool. I mean, yeah, who would wish ill of Kyle other than to serve his time? Who. I don't get it.
I don't know what it would be. Probably like we did before, we interview people or talk about a topic. I don't know if it would be on this channel or another channel. I don't know. I miss the guy and I miss creating with the guy, but he's got his legal stuff that he's got to handle first. And once that's handled, if he wants to come back and he wants to do a show, I sitting here right now in front of you, yes, I would do that show with him. Will that change? I don't know. I don't know. Before we get on to anything else, because I know a lot of people are here just for this and they don't care about anything else. What questions do you have for me or about Kyle? Go ahead and tag me in the chat. I will definitely answer them.
I'm thinking about ending it right here, but I'm kind of curious to see what questions it gets.
Let's see what we got. I'm going through. Eric says physical gel incoming. Let me get that up. There we go. Maybe.
Physical gel.
Maybe.
I like that.
What I'm hearing, Holy Spackle says, is a middle finger to Steve. Yeah. It kind of feels like... It kind of feels like Kyle's letting Steve define him, and Kyle doesn't need to do that. I think if Kyle just went and directly confronted all of this and dealt with it, it would kind of relieve a lot of that. And
see, now I want to talk to you even more, dude. I don't get. Let's see. Steve is letting Kyle is letting Steve define him. This is who he will be for our time. I mean, the guy was still the non-sexual, and he would ever get vindicated or redeemed. I mean, in my opinion, yeah, I won't ever say that it was okay for Kyle to steal the non-sexual, but if he comes back and has another show and I like it, the fact that he stole the non-sexual, would it stop me from checking out any other show that Kyle has? I don't think so. I really don't. If Kyle serves his time, comes back on YouTube, yeah, I'll check out what he's doing. I mean, why not? I'm not that petty. Shit. Yeah. If he serves his time and comes back, I'll see what he's doing on YouTube.
there would be less of a Steve wouldn't have as much influence over Kyle's life. And right now Steve has a lot of influence over Kyle's life because Kyle has warrants out for his arrest because of not appearing for the thing with Steve, and
The thing with Steve. Why don't you say it? The thing with Steve is him stealing the non sequitur show away from Steve. That is the thing with Steve. Why, why don't you just say it?
I'd like to see Kyle just be able to get past all that and grow past that. I know he's probably scared of going and spending any kind of time incarcerated again. I get it. I don't want to spend any time incarcerated either, right? Like that's it. It doesn't sound very fun. It sounds very much like the opposite of fun. But he's got to come. He's got to come deal with it. Tyler says, only one question matters. What did he get with that 60 grand? Well, obviously he got this suit. Right? I mean, look at that.
Oh yeah, that was kind of funny. That was kind of funny you did that. Okay. That's awesome. That was a little funny.
Look at that. It's a glamour shot. That is a glamour shot.
I wouldn't. I have no comment on that. That suit thing was kind of funny.
That's where I think the $60,000 went myself. Secret Squirrel says, does Kyle need more money for a $400 jail suit? I don't think so. I don't think so. Linda says, I'm just hoping Kyle is okay, and I feel the same way. He's been through a lot. Listen, he's done a lot of wrong things. I do not dispute that. Kyle has done wrong things. He has lied, and he has been deceptive. There's evidence that it looks like he may have forged documents that he gave to a court. I am not brushing past that. That's really, really bad. But Kyle is a great creator on this platform. And if he can handle these legal issues, I would love to create with him again, because I think we create things together very, very well.
You mean after he serves his time? That's the only thing that's going to happen. When he turns himself in, he's going to serve time.
Well, Todd says, I feel like Kyle needs to grow up and show up. And Todd, I agree. He does. He absolutely does. Eric says, Kyle would have won just for showing up. Avoidance is an MFer. Yeah, I do. I think if he'd just shown up and... I don't know, man. It's a confusing situation. It's a confusing situation.
He would have won just for showing up. Kyle would have won just showing up. He would have won just... What? This guy says Kyle was innocent. Okay.
Situation. Elliot says, is Batsy and you well? Oh, well, thank you very much. Yeah, Batsy is doing stuff with the toddlers. I told her about the stream. I was like, hey, I'm going to go live at 2 o'clock. I sent her the link, but I think she's hanging out with the toddler today. So, Sinister Porpoise asks, how much is I think you mean 60,000 divided by 2, because Python shell tells me something different than Steve does. I'm just not really good enough at math to answer that question. I'm so sorry. Secret Squirrel says, yeah, he did the wrong thing. He is still doing the wrong thing. He needs to deal with it and get over it. Get it over with. Yeah. I mean, listen, if you're ever confronting legal issues, just deal with them. Just go straight into them and say, here's what happened, here's what I did or didn't do, and you just confront it, because avoiding it's not going to help you in the long run. You just got to go, you got to face it head on. Todd says, do you think he's finally going to deal with it or wait for it to be forced? I don't know, man. My hope is that the reason that he popped his head up in the community again is because he's planning to deal with it. That's my hope.
I hope so.
I have zero proof, zero reason to think that other than just knowing Kyle, just being associated with him and knowing how he he dips his toes into things as, a little bit at a time until he's ready to go in full force. And that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that this was the first sign that he's gonna start to take this thing seriously. Yeah, Lady Starfire says the same thing. They both need to man up and act like adults, get it handled and over with. I just agree. Oops, almost sent something twice. Okay, Mark says, Kyle has done wrong is one thing, drawing a line and not having anything to do with him is how I deal with that. Yeah, Mark, and I agree with that. What Kyle's done here isn't, violent or anything. He's just not shown up for court, which is stupid, but the only person he's hurt is himself, which I think he needs some help.
Well, okay. Not showing up for court. All he's done is hurt himself. Okay. I mean, okay, yeah. I was thinking something else, but yeah, you're right. With not showing up for court, all he's done is hurt himself.
Help. Mentally, I don't think mentally he's in the right place if he's avoiding these types of things. But he's not gone out and done anything to hurt anyone else. He's just hurt himself. So I don't feel like that's something that would make me not want to associate with him just because he's being dumb. He's not injured anyone or done anything that would, cause harm to anybody.
Well, wait a minute. In the larger context, yeah, he did. In the larger context, though, you're not just talking about him not showing up for court. All he's doing is hurting himself. I think there's we need to branch this out a little wider and say yes, he actually has hurt people. He stole the non sequitur show from Steve. And he hurt Steve, and he hurt the non sequitur show fans. He actually stole from the fans that were giving to the non sequitur show. I mean, if you're going semantically and talking just about that one little issue, Kyle not showing up for court, you're right that he's just hurting himself. But I broadened it out a little for you, and yeah, he has hurt people. But if you want to stay in that narrow little area, that's okay. I mean, you're right if you want to stay in that narrow little area, but I wouldn't do that. I would broaden it out and say, I mean, yeah.
Despite what some people might tell you, we aren't going there. But the only person he's hurting right now is him. So I think if he gets his head on straight, he'd be great to create with again.
Yeah, that's what you wanted to do. Just keep it in that little narrow little area. Yeah, that's what you wanted to do. But yeah. This all started because he started on Circular Show and faked a bunch of stuff.
Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe, like I said, maybe I'll feel differently whenever that time comes. But right now, I would absolutely create with him again. Banther Tracks. Is Kyle avoiding just as much to annoy Steve than anything? Look, it feels like that, right? It feels like he's got a way to just annoy Steve, and that's why he's doing this. I don't know that, but that's what it feels like. It, certainly looks, quacks, and walks like that duck. Titan Uranus says, NSS, the gift that keeps on giving. Excuse me. Secret Squirrel says it's not like he's done a fundraiser for fake cancer or something like that. It's between him and another. Exactly, Secret Squirrel. Exactly. You know what? When Kyle did a fundraiser to pay a lawyer, you know what he did with the money? He paid a lawyer. Oh.
You get a point though, Ethan. Yeah.
I'm just saying. Di says, to be honest, unless a person has been in the position where they've had a warrant out for the rest, they don't know what they're talking about. And that's true. You have a good point, Di, and I haven't, right? The worst I've had to deal with is traffic stuff, you know? So you're right. I don't understand the mindset the way maybe, I haven't been in that position. So you make a good point, and I have to, keep that in the back of my head.
But that doesn't excuse anything. That doesn't excuse Kyle. He needs to tone himself in. It doesn't excuse Kyle for anything. He needs to tone himself in right now. Let's see if Ethan says that.
That I haven't been there, and so I don't know what it's like. Angry Roach says Kyle did do something very wrong. Kyle killed the channel. Boy, we could go back and forth for hours on that one. All we know is that the channel is dead. And Todd says April being in a chat to get all.
He did kill the channel, didn't he? By kicking Steve out and starting this whole thing. Didn't he? Yeah, he did.
Sides of a story and doing my due diligence to make an educated guess as to what the truth actually is, and then it cut you off. There's something in the settings that's cutting off the longer message.
Oh, it did cut it off.
I'm sorry, guys. I'll get that fixed for next chat. Yeah, and Todd, you're fine here. Obviously, you're here just asking questions to try to find out. So I'm glad you're here. I am. Di says, this is not a dental or hospital appointment. It's years of incarceration. Well, and maybe I'm wrong. I don't think that the offense of just not showing up for court would equal years of incarceration. I think.
Oh, no. I mean, for what he's accused of, when it comes to the non sequitur show, yours. I mean, I can safely say, yeah, years of incarceration. Yeah, I can safely say that.
He could see a little bit of time if the judge wants him held until they can have a court date or something, but I don't think he's facing any kind of significant incarceration time. Let's see. What else have we got? Daryl says, I was there. It was Steve who killed the channel. A lot of people feel that way. Di says, hi, man. Anyone who's went through any sort of court case will know how stressful it can be if you're facing time. Sure. No. And Di, I agree. I know that Kyle is stressed the hell out over this. Who wouldn't be? I'm just saying.
Of course, that doesn't matter. He's in deep shit. He has an arrest warrant out on him. He needs to tone himself in.
I haven't been in that situation to know what that level of stress is like. I'm sure it's suffocating to know that, oh God, I have to go to jail. Like I have to, even if it's for a night, even if it's for 5 hours or something. I don't want to go. And I imagine Kyle doesn't want to go, and I imagine anyone else doesn't want to go. So I get it. I do understand. I understand it conceptually. I just have never been in the position to have the experience to know.
I get it too. I understand. It's messed up. You don't want to go to jail, but you did something wrong. You have to turn yourself in. It's just what it is, dude.
To really convey a true sense of what I would do in that situation. I get why Kyle doesn't want to, but at the same time, this isn't, again, he's not going to like go to prison for 5 years or anything. He might be held for a week or two, something like that.
Well, before the actual court case, I mean, while that's getting ready, I don't know, man. He ran before. They might just hold him over until the court case. Before, yeah. I don't know. They're not gonna trust him. They're not run. They're gonna hold him without bail, probably.
Okay. Tony Designs. Hi, Tony. It's just nuts, is what it is. Dice says the problem is if he hands himself in, he will get remanded in jail till the case comes up. They will set a bail he can't pay. Right, and that's what I'm saying. He might have to sit there for a while, until they can put it on the docket. But it's not significant, and he may not, like the judge may not order him remanded into custody. So the judge may just say, okay, we're here. We know where you are. Do you promise to report? And Kyle may say, yes, I promise to be here on that day. And the judge may let him.
I don't know about that. He's already absconded once. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think the judge will grant bail. I'm probably wrong about that. Who knows? And they might. I just don't think so.
Let him leave and come back, remand him into his own custody. I don't know. Nobody knows. Only the judge can make that determination. I would say what's most likely to happen is that, yes, he'll have to stay in jail for a week, maybe a month, until they until they can put him on the docket. So, Lady Starfire says, I think Kyle made some mistakes that will bite him in the ass. These are his mistakes, and he should own up to them. Yeah. I agree. CJ says, can you get monetization back? Yes, CJ, that won't be a problem. What I have to do is I have to get 4,000 watch hours again. We're at like 2,000 right now, so I just got to put out some content, and people got to watch it. But it should be, a month or two, and we'll get there. And in the meantime, you can join Patreon, patreon.com/EthanPlaysLive. Okay. Bantha Tracks. I'm glad you brought that up. Hold on, I need some nicotine. Yeah, I'm really glad you brought that up. This community, the skeptic community that Kyle and Steve are both part of, that I think that the GDC is in, and the GDC spawned all of this stuff, right? Like you start with the GDC, and that's how you get to non-sec. You started earlier maybe with like R and Ron stuff on YouTube, but the GDC community coming in and non-sec kind of spawning out of it, and you've got all these people that were on GDC that now have huge channels like Ocean and Nate the Lawyer and Dragnot and anyway, that whole community. I think there is everyone in that community questions, right? Because that's what a skeptic does. A skeptic sees something and says, I don't know. What about this? What about this? There's a lot of whataboutism and skepticism. And that's okay. That's kind of what happens in skepticism is you're testing things, and you test something by asking questions. Scientific method and all that, right? there is a certain ego that must be present inside a person in order to want to entertain other people, right? There is a validation, as Kyle said in his statement, that I get when I go live and there are people that want to talk to me, that like or dislike my videos, that leave me comments, that join my Discord, that comment on my Discord.
Thing is, you've got to keep that ego in check. That's the thing. If you let that ego get too blown up, you will start to do things that can be potentially harmful, like the things Kyle did.
Right? There's a validation that I get that feeds my ego, and that's true for anyone.
Yes.
But those of us who are performers tend to be more self-centered than people who aren't. That's why we like to perform, because we like the validation. Man, excuse me, I acted for a long time. From the age of 5 until about 30, I did plays all the time. I went to a performing arts high school. Theater was one of my 2 majors in college, mass communications with an emphasis on theater. I've been on stage. The largest crowd I was ever on stage in front of was about 2,500 people. And there's nothing like it. It's... there's just nothing like it. And not everybody has that, right? Some people are like, the idea of standing up in front of 25 people and acting in front of them horrifies them. I got stage fright from every time I went on stage. The first minute that I was on stage, my heart was pounding and I was struggling to keep control of my breath, much less remember my lines and my blocking and all of the other stuff that you have to remember as an actor. But
I wouldn't be able to do it. Personally, I wouldn't be able to do it. It's hard for me to. Well, it's getting easier for me to be on YouTube. It it was really hard though for a while, but again, Steve was one of the people that helped me out. There's a long list of people who've helped me out over the years, and yeah.
you get over it and you fall into character and you're okay. So I have that, right? I have that ego. So as I make these comments, I'm not slamming anybody else. I'm saying I've got it too. I like that validation too. I feed on it. I do. But I think when you pair skepticism and whataboutism constantly about everything with people like me that have big egos, those egos, I had a director tell me this a long time ago when I did a Godspell. I was like 16. It was the first time I ever got paid for acting. And we had to stop one day. I was over here. I was doing something else. I was practicing blocking or something. And suddenly rehearsal stopped. And I went over and I asked the director, because I looked over and the guy that was playing John and the guy that were playing Jesus were hugging, and they were both crying, like weeping. And I'm like 16 years old, and I was like, what's going on? Like, why are they crying? And the director said, well, the truth is, the bigger your ego gets, the easier it is to bruise. And boy, is that true on YouTube. It's like, I don't know if your ego gets so big that your skin gets stretched around it so your skin gets thinner. But it's very easy to bruise some egos in this community. Very.
If you got this for Steve, what is he talking about? Do you know? Because I kind of don't. Is he trying to defend Kyle here? And Ethan, you're being tagged here too. You trying to defend Kyle in some way? I don't understand.
Easy. Mine gets bruised. Listen, I left for a whole year. I left one afternoon. I was like, I am done. So I'm as guilty with this as anyone else. But I think that's why. And
That's why what I might have missed what he's talking about, but I I don't know. It's why what? I don't get whatever.
it breeds that toxicity because if somebody hurts me, I got to hurt them back. Right? I got to hurt them back.
Yep, you're trying to defend Kyle. I think. I think that's what you're doing. I don't know. I think you're trying to say that Steve hurt Kyle in some way, and Kyle was just trying to hold it back. I think that's what you're trying to say, but let's see if you get to some kind of point here.
More than they hurt me because they hurt me. You can't hurt me. Look how great I am. When I stream, people watch me and they like my videos and they comment on my videos and they join my Patreon and they're on my Discord. Look how important I am to these people. And when you hurt my ego, you hurt it's this feeling like if you insult me, you've insulted my audience because my audience thinks that I'm great. And if I'm not great, my audience is wrong. And so if you say that I'm bad, you're saying that all of them are bad because none of them think that I'm bad. They all think that I'm great. So by saying that I'm bad, you're calling my entire audience wrong. How dare you? I'm not attaching any names to this statement. It's kind of a general statement.
Well, not really, but okay.
But I think that's why there is so much toxicity within creators in this community because big egos, thin skins, and whataboutism. There you go. There's my diatribe. Let's see. Todd says, yes, that computer looks seriously serious. Thank you. Isn't she pretty? There's lots of fans. There's 9 fans in here, and then the big CPU cooler. These lights are supposed to be doing something right now, and they're not. So they're supposed to be doing stuff, and they aren't. So anyway,
Okay, I guess that's it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. I mean, let's see if there's anything else.
yeah. Yeah, I didn't know that I was going to go on this rant today about this. I'm glad that you brought that up. I think that's... yes. Yes. And snark. Don't forget snark. Yeah. Oh, it's this way. Yeah. That right there. Lots of snark. Because here's the other thing. I wanted to get into this in my rant. I forgot to circle back on this. A lot of the people in the skeptic community are intelligent. And intelligent people tend to be snarkier. And they intend to snipe more. My Patreon isn't working? Really? Okay. Well, I'll look at it later. It's fine. Join the Discord or something. You're already in the Discord. I don't know. I don't know why my Patreon isn't working. I have no idea.
I think I'm gonna join the Discord. I think I'm gonna join it and see what's going on in now. I mean, what the hell? I don't know why I shouldn't.
But yes, intelligent people are snarky. And when you get intelligent, snarky people with thin skins and big egos snarking at each other, They got to up the snarkiness, and they got to snark over other snark, and then you have a bunch of snark. It's snark exponential. It's exponential snark.
Okay, that's it. If I missed anything, Ethan, please let me know. I mean, if something epic happened, or if you made another point after this, you can let me know. But I'm gonna end it here. I'm gonna put this up again, just to let people know that um you gave me full permission to comment and watch the video I just watched. Thank you.